This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by Riptide Restoration.
Here's a flashback for you. October 2012. Superstorm Sandy provided a powerful punch to most of Delmarva. High winds, heavy rains, and flooding forced states of emergencies to be declared, road and school closures, and plenty of damage. Storms like these are often considered once-in-a-lifetime storms, but it seems like we're seeing them more these days.
And unfortunately, in the not uncommon scenario when damage occurs, it can be confusing and it can be stressful on getting things back on track. Well, guess what? There's help, which makes this the perfect time to introduce to you from Riptide Restoration, Business and Development Manager Mick Hensler and owner Joe Wallace. Guys, thanks for stopping by this afternoon to talk to us.
Hey,
Thank you.
welcome. Thanks for having us.
So let me, and I don't know, maybe it's the wrong question because it's like leading away from their business. Before I have to call you to help me get things fixed, is there something that we as a homeowner can do to mitigate the damage when a storm comes?
Absolutely. So the first and foremost thing you can do is take, that 15, 20 minutes before a storm comes, get any loose objects, loose debris out of your yard, pots and pans in the garage. If you keep your bicycles outside, get them in the garage. Anything that can be picked up by that wind, and driven through a window. Take a look at your roof, see if you're missing any, cap shingles on there, anywhere that rain could penetrate.
Yeah.
Just taking that initial 30 minutes and making sure that your property is going to be secure and prepared for these winds to come through in this rain.
Yeah. Now, are there any misconceptions about storm prep that homeowners might not know about?
I think one of the things that, especially in this area, we've had a lot of rain this summer, but we haven't had the rain that we're seeing like in Mississippi, what we're seeing in Kentucky, what we're seeing in Texas. We haven't had those massive rains, so we haven't had a lot of flood alerts except for very low-lying and coastal areas. And one of the things you might want to do is if you're in a not a floodplain, but in an area that will possibly seasonally flood, is if you've got a sump pump system in your basement or in your crawl space, you want to test that. You want to make sure that that's working correctly. And the best way to do that is to take your garden hose, fill up the well tank, and see if that pump's working. So that's one thing you can do that most people don't even think about.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind. Wouldn't even think about it.
Yep.
So when the storms come and there's damage, what is the most common kind of damage that you see?
From storm damage, trees and really roof damage. The tree will come down, penetrate the roof. You need to call a qualified company to get out there, cut the tree down, tarp that roof, and if it's large enough for an insurance claim, have that, documented properly.
Right.
And ready for the insurance adjuster to come out and kind of take a look and assess the damages, with the contractor.
And that gets back to also that storm prep that Joe was talking about. One of the other things to do during that 30-minute walk around to checking your roof, checking all that other stuff. See if you've got any dead limbs or anything that might easily look like it could easily come down during a storm. And actually, this needs to be done way before the storm.
Yeah.
All right, so, one thing I noticed when I was on site with you guys is you really establish a relationship with your customers, your clients, the homeowners. Why is that important?
So, first and foremost, having a good relationship with the customer can prevent, any miscommunications through any part of the process. When you're building a house, it's a multi-step process. You have framers, subcontractors on the job. You're ordering materials. During the COVID crisis, there was a lot of shortages with materials. When you have a well-established relationship with the customer, and something's planned to happen on, A and it happens on B, you have a relationship, and it really helps them out as well as you out, during that process.
Yeah, and we're able to set realistic expectations. As Joe was saying, during COVID, there were supply issues. We've still got supply issues.
Yeah.
So, we've got a project where special order windows are going to take 8 months. And once you have that established relationship and you've established trust, is that people better understand that, hey, this is a situation that's out of our control. And we try to be very honest with our customers about setting realistic expectations at the beginning of a project.
We're going to get there. We're going to get there.
It's not going to go the way you think it's going to go, especially for people that have never experienced any sort of an insurance loss.
Yeah.
We try to walk them through from the very beginning what the process is, and that setting those realistic expectations alleviates a lot of headaches down the road.
Mick and Joe, thank you so much for coming in this afternoon.